Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer as we continue our hashtag United in Football Manager 2019 series. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Episode 15 here already, which is absolutely insane. Still doing well, still undefeated. 9 wins on the trot, 27 points plus 16 goal difference. But we haven't had it entirely our own way. Things are getting tougher. Whereas last year we used to convincingly beat teams 2 and 3-0 without even thinking about it. We're struggling to get past teams a little bit more. We saw in that last episode, Haverhill, a good 2-0 win, and then a come from behind victory against Great Yarmouth. We then played Ely City, currently sitting around 6th or 7th in the division. Really struggled in this one. Farai Singano got sent off, which has been a recurring theme so far this season, people getting second yellow cards, which is ironically a decent plug for his channel if you haven't checked out his content already. But it made life difficult for us for the last little bit there. Tasha and Richmond got us off to a flyer, and to be fair to Ely City, they probably deserved a point in this game. We then played Eccleshill United. Now this one, I have to show you. We were this close from getting properly FM'd. 30 shots, 10 on target, 62% possession. We peppered their goal for 70 minutes before Charlie Morley struck with a free kick from distance, about 30 yards out, similar to Harry Honesty's goal in that last episode. They had one shot for one goal. They eventually took another shot in extra time, but don't worry about that. 2 shots, 1 on target, 38% possession, a 1-1 draw. It went all the way to penalties, and it was the last penalty that they missed, saved by Harry Beasley, and then Charlie Morley ended up having our winning penalty. And a great performance for him, an 8.9. 2 chances created, 4 key passes in that game is absolutely fantastic. But you can see here they had 1 chance created and they scored from it. I thought for a minute they were going to beat us on penalties and properly screw us over, and that would have been a nightmare. But we've had a lot of games in the last couple of weeks. We had a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. So we're in a really intense period of the season. We're still managing to get those wins through. We're going to play Durham City in our FAV's second round game today at Coles Park. We're then also going to play Galston away from home. A week later, we have our League Cup quarter-final, which will be massive. There'll be a semi-final within November as well, trying to wedge that in, I think, somewhere between Woodbridge and Thetford here. Games are coming thick and fast, so we're trying to rotate as much as possible. But enough talking from me, let's jump straight into the game against Durham City and continue our progress through the FAV's competition. Alright, so we are going to go with Beasley in goal, Humphrey and Sarpong, who we signed in the last episode, as the fullbacks. Stamp and Singano will play as the central defensive partnership. Singano somehow leading the team in assists created thus far. Hurston and Pollock will anchor midfield. Shashura will play at the 10. Honesty, who's having a phenomenal season on the left wing. Charlie Morley, after that great performance last time out, on the right. Tasha and Richmond, our captain, up top. Looking at Durham City, they've got a couple of players that they've picked up who have photos, which means they're probably decent players. B. Smith here looks like an ex-Newcastle junior. Lions and Gamblers, the fullbacks. Kirkup and Colquhoun as the central defensive partnership. Mallon, their star player on the left wing. Looks like he previously played at St Mirren, I think that is, from the logo. Dale on the right. Brown and Pollard, their captain, in the middle. Devlin, an ex-Stoke City junior, up top with Hetherington, their leading scorer for this season. They have the makings of a solid-looking team. Right, and away we go. I would love to progress in this competition. Probably our one failure last season was not going on a bit of a cup run in the FAVs. It is our best opportunity to play at Wembley this season, and we know hashtag United, the Wembley Cup, it's steeped in their tradition. We haven't recreated that competition in this game because it would mean we have to create all the other teams and everything else that goes into that competition. But this FAVs is our best opportunity to get through and to actually play a game at Wembley this season. We've got a highlight now. Ball's won back by Pollard, who clears as far as Sarpong. His name is Sarpong Waridu. Just for commentary's sake, I'm probably just going to keep calling him Sarpong. Hetherington now on the right-hand side, cuts it back to Brown, gets a strike away, and initially there was a fantastic block, and Jack Devlin, the ex-Stoke City junior that we spoke about in the lead-up to this game, gets to the rebound first. So Hetherington does well to pluck this one out. Holds the ball up tremendously well. Rides one challenge. Cuts it back. Brown strikes. It looked like a good... and then Beasley probably could have done better there with the follow-up. He might have been unsighted by the defenders in front of him, but not really good enough to be truthful. Alright, I'm just going to quickly pause there, and I'm going to demand more, because I always think it's good to use some sort of shout after a goal conceded, or a goal scored, or a substitute. I think you kind of pair them with things. That's my mentality, and everyone's responded pretty well to that one, which is good to see. All right, here we go. First highlight of the game so far. Hurst at the top of the box, gets his strike away. And just over the top. I thought maybe the keeper might have saved it, but no, just a strike over the bar. So at least we've responded. We've gotten our first shot away. Still yet to have one on target, which is disappointing. All right, we've used the show some passion shout there. I've used it a couple of times in the last couple of games, and it seems to work pretty well. Everyone gets fired up, but I think we need to keep an eye on if our foul count increases because of that. I'm not sure if it's like a more aggressive instruction. All right, here we go. Is this the equaliser? Sarpong with the throw. Finds Charlie Morley to Shashua inside. Back to Morley. Hurst's got time now. Shashua played inside. He's tackled well. Gamble plays it forward to Hetherington, who's holding the ball up tremendously well, it must be said. Someone needs to step up to Mallon. Shashua does very well with a recovery run there. It's a long ball over the top. Tashane Richmond's gotten him behind. Harry Honesty's on his bike, but Tashane Richmond finds the finish, his 5th goal of the season. It's not the prettiest in the world. A long ball forward by Sarpong Waredu. But that's phenomenal recovery running there from Shashua. Great touch from Richmond here and just plants that one past the unrushing goalkeeper. And we get our equaliser, but you can tell these guys are a solid side. They're set up defensively very well. That's why they keep winning balls back in midfield, probably higher up the pitch than we've previously been pressed. Going to demand more, and we'll see if that does anything. I dare say there'll only be a minute or two of injury time added on. Everyone's responded pretty positively to that, which is great to see. 2 minutes to be added on. Are there any further highlights or drama in this first half? You can see from the stat lines, super even. 7 shots, 2 on target, 52% possession for us. 8 shots, 5 on target, 48%. And they've got a highlight here. Hetherington to take. Beasley pushes it away and Pollock scrambles that one out. The referee calls half-time. So they're doing some good stuff. They're obviously a solid team. I'm just going to say assertively, if we can get a goal and make it favourites to win, go out there and make it happen. No one's responded that positively. So I'm just going to try and boost the defence. You have the ability to make a difference. They've all responded pretty positively to that. Can we go on and hit that stride in the second half? We've done it before. We did it in the last episode actually with that come from behind victory and went to another level. Can we do that against significantly better opposition in Durham City? Alright, we're going to have a look at some subs now. Charlie Morley's going to come off for Ryan Adams on the right wing. And it looks like Scott Pollock is also struggling at the moment, so we're going to take him off for Tekka's Guru. See if these guys can inject a little bit more of a spark into our play. And we're just going to assertively tell both of them that we have faith in their ability to make a big difference. Both of them responded positively, which is good to see. And they'll get about 30 minutes to try and make a difference here. Ryan Adams, I don't know what it is and what his internal stats must be within this game. He is so much better and more consistent as a substitute coming off the bench than he ever is starting. I'm going to demand more here, and then we might look towards the last 10 minutes and make that last sub. Harry Honesty's not having a great game, but as we know with him, it only really takes one opportunity for him to get that assist or get that goal or whatever it happens to be. So we'll give him benefit of the doubt. We can also move Tashane Richmond out to the left wing and bring on Daniel Adji up top. So there's a couple of different things we can do here. Here we go. Highlight here, Hanfrey to take. Hurst's come short and plays a nice little triangle with Hanfrey. Tries to get the cross in. It'll come back out to Hurst though. Shashua to Hanfrey. Hangs the ball up towards Ryan Adams. He gets the strike away. The ball's hit the deck. Harry Honesty. Oh, Jesus. It's good defending, to be fair, from Durham City. They reacted very well to the rebound. And a great save from the keeper, pushing it onto the post. Hurst takes a pretty poor corner, to be honest. And Smith comes out without any real drama and claims that one pretty convincingly. Is this the end of the highlight, or is there more to be seen? Hanfrey now with the ball. It's a long one forward towards Ryan Adams, just in the general vicinity. Kirkup goes all the way back to Smith, who clears only as far as Tekka's Guru. To Hurst at the base of midfield, looks for Harry Honesty in behind. Can he get the ball back in? Finds Tasha in Richmond. That is why we kept Harry Honesty on the pitch, because it only takes one opportunity for him to do something incredible like that. That's why he's probably been our best player of the series thus far. 6th goal of the season for Tasha in Richmond. Great assist from Harry Honesty. Tekka's Guru just retains ball well, and it's Lee Hurst's pass out here, just into that space behind the fullback. Harry Honesty does tremendously well to get that one back across the 6-yard box, and Tasha in Richmond, as he so often has been in the last season and a bit, the man in the box to apply the finish, and we go 2-1 up. Hurst with the corner here. It's to Singano. It's hit the deck, and Singano has forced that one home. I didn't go through it. I kind of forgot, but we have changed our set-piece instructions for quite a few of these different people here. And I wonder if that's played into the way this corner's gone. Certainly the way some of the throw-ins have gone. Singano does very well. He's changed ethnicity again, which is a recurring theme in this series. And we go 3-1 up. It's been a very good performance in the second half here. You can see by the match ratings, everyone's kind of stepped it up quite a bit. Here we go, throw in again. Should be taken by the fullbacks every time. A lot of what we've done with, I'll go through them at the end of this game, but what we've done with our set pieces is, Tashan Richmond, he's got a hat-trick. I spoke all the way through that. 7th goal of the season, another assist for Brendan Sarpong-Waradu, who is just making that right-back spot his own. Adams plays it back to him, and it's just a hook ball into the space in behind the fullback and between the centre-backs, and it's a great finish, very similar to his first goal. Low and hard across the keeper. We're 4-1 up. So we've taken what was a situation where I was a bit worried at halftime at 1-1 about how it was going to go, to turning it on, starting to take the most of our chances. Look at this stat line. Like, only Tekka's Guru and Ryan Adams, who've come off the bench, are at less than a 7 rating at the moment, which is it's very fair. Everybody else is having a phenomenal game. We might just chew up some time with a sub. I very rarely make late subs. And he's gotten his hat-trick now. We're going to take him off. The captain, Tashan Richmond, 9.6 for him. We'll give Daniel Adji some garbage time here at the end, just to hopefully eat up 10 minutes. And as a fresh poaching striker, give the defence a little bit something different to think about. 4 minutes to be added on by the referee, and we're pretty much through that now. Hurst's going to take this corner. Hetherington gets it away. Singano should tidy up, but we're through the extra time that's been added on now, and the referee calls full time. Tashan Richmond, what a performance from him, a hat-trick. Alright, so hashtag United win in Bill Bay's FA Bay's second round. Quality possession provides the victory. 21 shots there, 12 in the end, 52% possession despite playing a counter-attacking style. A great response to going a goal down. Tashan Richmond, of course, player of the match. We get £900 for that one, which is going to be great for our end of season finances. Superb in front of goal. Well done, Tash. Now, I did say we would go and quickly have a look at what we've done with our free kicks. So we got through like a full nearly 18 months in-game without me doing anything with the attacking or defending free kicks in this game. Now, I haven't done anything groundbreaking. I have just done them by position. So, corners is what it is. Left side, we want Charlie Morley as our right winger and Lee Hurst as our right-sided central midfielder taking them. Same on the right-hand side. Free kicks, I've just gone by people's ratings. Charlie Morley, Armando Shashua and Tashan Richmond will take each of them. Throw-ins, it's just the fullback that happens to be playing. So Tom Humphrey, Ross Gleed on the left, Brendan Sarpong-Waradu on the right with Kane Brougham. I don't really worry too much about long throws or anything like that. Regarding the corner situation, defensively, pretty much everybody's getting back with a couple of people available here for counter-attacking. So we're leaving a winger and a striker forward and the other winger at the top of the box. Everyone else should be back marking. Same for both sides. From an attacking perspective, the fullbacks will stay back. One central midfielder will stay back if they're required. Whoever is taking it will likely lurk outside area and the other will be at the top of the box. Striker attacking the far post. Central defenders going forward. And the other midfielder and winger marking the keeper and standing at front post. So, same for the other side as well, just flipping around the responsibilities a little bit. So Harry Honesty scored quite a few last season from Charlie Morley deliveries, lurking at the front post. We're just getting a few other people further forward if we need to. Free kicks, there's a couple of different iterations, pretty much the same thing. Everyone getting back, either in the wall or marking. Leaving 2 forward for quick counter-attacks if they're available. Just depends on what side the free kick is as to who stays forward, whether it's the right winger or the left winger. Attacking ones, we leave 2 fullbacks back regardless of what happens. 2 centre midfielders if they're required. Our advanced playmaker will hover around the top of the box and everyone else can get forward. Specifically, the left-sided centre-back at the near post, striker at far post. For the right-hand side, it's just flipped. So the right-sided centre-back at the near post, striker at the far post. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. Pretty much the same thing, fed direct with a small chance of a shot. Same structures, all that sort of thing. Same for our indirect in wide areas. Same 4 players staying back. Same player at the top of the box, everyone else going forward. And same for our indirect ones, regardless of side and regardless of defensive structure as well. So they're all really straightforward. Our throwing routines, super basic. Mainly, we're just going to try and leave 2 players forward at all times. Penalties are straightforward, just whoever's the best at taking him, which at the moment is Lee Hurst and Tashan Richmond of our starting 11. Ryan Adams is actually the best at the club, but he doesn't start that many games. So, super straightforward, not reinventing the wheel in any respect, but I think it will help us go to another level within the series and within the season. As always though, magic of editing, let's jump ahead to the next game against Galston now. Alright, and just like that, we are a week ahead. Let's look first at the Galston team. Conroy in goal, Farrell and Bangura, who looks like an ex-Chelsea junior, as their fullbacks. Mangui, not sure how to pronounce that one, and Morath Gibbs as their central defensive partnership. Forrest Delanca midfield, behind Arthur's their star player this season, and Ozun, their leading scorer, who looks like an ex-Stevenage, I think that is, player. Baptiste on the left wing, Cadman on the right, Sears up top. For us, we are naming an unchanged lineup, which is always great to see. There's currently bids in for Marcus Stamp, Scott Pollock, and Jamel Hakeem. Jamel Hakeem I've left out of the squad entirely because I think we're about to lose him to Oxford City in the Vanderarm South, which is disappointing, but at least there's still decent free agent juniors out there that we can try and recruit for that one. Assertively, come on lads, show me what you can do to keep our run going. Harry Honesty responded well, which is great to see. He wasn't that great in that last game. I think there's a lot more to come from the defence, and they've responded positively. Let's get stuck straight in and let's finish this episode on a high. For those of you that haven't gone back and watched Season 1, please go and do that, but I'll give you a spoiler. In the League Cup final, we played Galston at a neutral venue. We beat them 1-0. It was a very tight contest. They were probably unfortunate to not at least get some sort of draw out of that game. Looking around the ground, Stonemarket have taken an early lead. A Montgomery penalty in the second minute sees them leapfrog us into top spot. They are romping their way through this division thus far. We don't play them until December, but we'll definitely have that game in the next episode. I can assure you of that. Here we go, Azu with a free kick. It goes top of the box to Sears. Shashua should come out and close him down now. Does tremendously well, wins the ball back. We've got a counter-attack on here if we can find the right pass. There's a man over fast post if Shashua can find him. Finds Honesty inside, backstick run, finds Charlie Morley. Needs to get it back in. It comes back out to Sarpong, who strikes from the top of the box. His first goal of the season and first goal for the club. It looked like he smashed that one top corner. Let's check it out in 3 dimensions. Phenomenal run there from Amando Shashua. He's been fantastic for us this season. Charlie Morley, it deflects back to Sarpong. You think maybe he'll hang this one back stick. Instead, on his left peg, his not favoured foot, he smashes that one top corner, gives the keeper absolutely no chance. Congrats to big Brendan Sarpong Waredu on his first goal for the club. He has been absolutely on fire. He's walked into the first team and been amongst our best performers each and every week since we signed him a couple of weeks ago. And it would see us go 10 straight to start the season, 30 points, 22 goals for, plus 17 goal difference. Only conceding 5 in that time at a lower league level is super impressive. Here we go, Azun to take a corner. Cadman played it forward. We did talk about our corner routines and setups. It looked like Cadman was running free there. Maybe we need to drop another man back to be man marking. But we get away with it. Here we go, Morley to take a free kick from towards the corner flag. Singano gets up well, near post, just as we've been practicing and training. Right, 2 minutes to be added on by the referee here at the end of the first half. I don't think we're going to get another highlight before then. 6 shots, 3 on target, 49% of possession. For them, they've had 3 shots, 0 on target thus far, 52%, which is what I think is kind of holding them back at the moment. They've had 2 great chances and just couldn't get them on target. I'm going to use, we've got to guard against complacency now. Don't think the job is done. Everyone except Sarpong has responded positively to that. So we'll give it another 15 minutes and see how everyone's travelling from there. Hopefully that doesn't impact his match rating thus far. Lee Hurst's picked up a knock and we've got a couple of other players struggling as well. So I'm going to do our subs just a little bit earlier than usual. So we'll bring on Tekka's Guru for the time being, and then I'm going to give it another 10 minutes and then we might look at doing the other 2. We'll just give Shashua and Tashan Richmond some time to find their form. See if injecting some fresh legs into midfield and a not injured player helps them find the ball a little bit more frequently. But we do have Ryan Adams and Daniel Adji on the bench if need be. Tom Humphrey's not having a great game at the back, but I don't really have anyone that I can play on that side. Alright, so just here's a quick shout there as well. Everyone seems relatively focused by that. It looks like Clacton and Stonemarket in the other game are playing an absolute cracker. Stonemarket have gone ahead twice and been pegged back twice. So Clacton doing us a massive favour. If they can get a win there, that will give us a decent amount of breathing room between the 2 sides. Alright, there's about 20 minutes remaining, so I'm going to bring on Adams at the 10 for Shashua, and I'm going to bring on Daniel Adji up top for Tasha and Richmond. Both have struggled today. I know Tom Humphrey's only on a 6.2, but I think if we focus on getting another goal and go 2-0 up, we will be fine, rather than trying to be too conservative with it and try and work a full back, a right back or a centre back out to that left-hand wing. I'm not sure if that is a highlight because they've actually done something or because I've made the subs, but either way, bit nerve-wracking. Alright, here we go. Farrell with a long ball forward. Should be tidied up by Humphrey. It's headed back, but only as far as Forrest. It goes back to Bangui in defence for Galston. To Farrell, who took the free kick, so they've made no ground in the last couple of minutes. Played out to Cross. Someone needs to step to him. Tekka's Guru does, but gets beaten convincingly. It's a long ball forward. Humphrey will tidy up and then just gives it straight back to him, which is frustrating. I think he was looking for Daniel Adji in behind. Baptiste has the ball now on the right-hand side. Cuts across towards Cross, who hits the crossbar. Lots of different crosses in that particular sentence, and Sarpong Laredo gets it away for us. So it was on that left-hand side. I think they're definitely targeting Tom Humphrey, or they're having the most success through their right-hand side through Baptiste. But Bangura's having a poor game. So, I don't know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. There's 10 minutes remaining. Let's just use a shout here and tell everybody to get creative. Let's see if we can push on and try and find that second goal to really put the final nail in the coffin. Okay, it's not gone as well as I hoped it would have, with most of the players pressured by that feedback, but we do have a highlight immediately. Comes back out to Sarpong, inside to Ryan Adams, hangs the ball up towards Harry Honesty, gets his strike away, his 10th goal of the season in our 10th game of the season. Fantastic strike for him. Once you give him space to shoot with his left foot, he is so good at converting his chances. Headed away there. Sarpong just does very well here, very calm, finds Ryan Adams, and it's Ryan Adams who hangs the ball up. Honesty brings it down, gets it on his favoured left foot, and that one is top corner. The keeper's not doing a tremendous amount about that. And we go 2 goals up, which is fantastic to see. 4 minutes to be added on here. I'm going to be completely honest. I would be fine with it just being a boring 4 minutes of extra time with nothing happening, us eventually seeing a highlight in about 30 seconds, which is right now, where the referee just calls full time. Just retain the ball, lads. He's knocked a ball in behind. He didn't need to. Daniel Adji isn't going to win that one against Marath Gibbs. It's headed away. Referee, you can call it whenever you feel like it. Though Harry Honesty's in here, we don't release. Pollock goes out to Sarpong. We already just head to the corner flag, Brendan. Nice little triangles here. The referee calls full time. That's a good win. A 2-0 victory away from home. Given the amount of football we've played in the last couple of weeks, that is a fantastic performance. 10 shots, 7 on target, 51% possession in the end. 7 shots to them, 2 on target, 49%. Difference was they couldn't get their shots on target, which I think is probably the one thing stopping them at the moment from being one of those top teams in the division, because we've always struggled against them. It's always been a battle. Hashtag United secure victory at Emerald Park, a decent 2-0 win. Harry Honesty, as he so often does, getting the man of the match in that game. Lee Hursitt's picked up an ankle. He'll be out for 2 to 3 days, which is fine for our next match. Classy Honesty on form for Hashtag United. It feels like whenever we're recording, he turns it on a little bit, because I'm always telling him how well he's done. He's not prepared to go over the subject again, but like, why would he be upset if I'm telling him he's done well? 10 matches won in a row. I think the real life Hashtag side won like 14 or 15 games in a row earlier this season. And we're well on track to beat that record in our opening 10 games of the season, which is fantastic. And every time we have one of these things, they bring up us getting kicked out of the FAVs last year, which is crazy because we've won silverware since then. Surely, at this point, everyone's gotten over it. Right, so as we spoke about, we do have a couple of different players. It looks like Marcus Stamp has rejected the bid put on him. Scott Pollock has rejected his as well. Jamel Hakeem still has that bid in that I'm concerned about. We are struggling to keep hold of our best players because they're on non-contracts. And the concern is the last of our part-time deals also expire at the end of this season. So I have a feeling we're going to slowly get towards the end of the season, and more of these players who've been so fantastic for us are going to start getting poached by other teams unless we see something come through from the board that says, hey, we're going to part-time contracts next year, and then I can start offering everyone part-time deals. We can look at bringing back Ricky Evans. We can look at bringing back Andy Cade Watts. Let them finish their careers here. We can maybe look at getting Akin Fenway in. I actually haven't checked this time. Let's offer him that trial. We'll make it a tradition, do it every episode. See if he wants to come over. And maybe in time for next episode, which is around Christmas, we will have a Christmas present under the tree. Well, it won't be. The tree will be on top of him. He's a big man. Speaking of, we are going to jump ahead a little bit. I think we will likely come back in December, towards the end of December, and do the games against Clacton, who look like a solid side, and Stowmarket. Stowmarket will definitely be the second game of the episode. However, there is potential that if we get through the Eastern Counties into the semi-final and the FAVs into the fourth round, we will then have more games in December and stuff might move around. But we'll definitely have the game against Stowmarket. It's top of the table clash. It'll go a long way to deciding who wins the league this season. So I'm desperate to get it out there. As always though, I've been Sean. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up to date on future videos, or you can follow _FM on Twitter, where we do all kinds of different Football Manager content and whatever else throughout the course of the week. More than anything though, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone that's putting comments in the section below. Go and check out our key collaborators, Request the Kit, TheFMEditor, and Rick from How Many Triangles. Go and check out #United's channel, support them. Share your information and how you're doing in the #United Challenge on Football Manager 2019, or how you're getting on in this database as well. But as always, I'll see you guys again in the mixer, and don't forget to hashtag it.